Hey, this is Tom, and I don't want to do another boring annual shareholding highlights video. There's been many of them circulating over the internet. I want to do it a little bit more fun. I say we play a little game. Now, I've listened to the whole meeting. I didn't stream it because there were plenty of other people who did. I don't know if people is the actual world. Word, what's going on, Tom? Speak, mother lover. Now, I'm going to keep it in just for fun. So, I was watching it, and for the most part, it was a yawn fest until Elon got on stage. At that point, it got a little bit interesting, and in this video, I'm going to save you the entire spiel and just give you the main headlines. But we're going to do it in a fun fashion because I'm guessing if you're here for my critical thought. So, I'm going to actually take some shots at Elon. I'm going to give him credit where it deserves. But this isn't going to be a video where I just basically kiss ass, because I'm not a Tesla fanboy. I do still think this is a $1,500 stock, but I will be critical when Elon fucks up. So basically, the game is going to be grandpa heads. I'm going to take every single important thing Elon said, and I'm going to tell you what do I think about it. 4 grandpa heads means it's fact. It's Putin. 3 grandpa heads means it is very likely, but still speculative. 2 grandpa heads means it's not so likely, very speculative. 1 grandpa head means it is total BS, nonsense, go Elon fart mania. Now, let's get started. So the first statement that I want to go over is the 71% statement. But before we do, as you know, in every one of my videos, please don't click nothing, don't smash nothing, don't buy nothing. I got no courses. I have no expiring discounts. I don't want to sell you jack shit. I just want you to listen. Now, the first statement of Elon that we absolutely have to talk about here is the annual growth. And of course, we're not talking about EBITDA, not revenues, not profits. He was talking about deliveries, and he pulled up a very interesting chart. Basically, he showed us that over the past 4 years, Tesla grew by an average of 71% per year in vehicle deliveries. And the most interesting thing that he said here is that I can keep doing it for the foreseeable future. I can give you 50 to 70% per year growth in deliveries as long as we have enough chips. Now, here's the question. Does he actually mean it? Does he believe it? I think surely he does. I give it 4 grandpa heads. This is fact. The only thing that can stop Tesla is either governmental intervention, some sort of regulatory monkey wrenching, whatever we're trying to ignore right now, happening in certain countries where they don't even mention the Tesla name in sort of EV initiatives. You know what I'm talking about, right? So governments can actually hurt Tesla. I think chip shortages can definitely hurt Tesla. But if they have no issues with governments, if they have no issues with chips, I think their capacity is insane. Shanghai, Berlin, Texas, Fremont, they got the capacity. They're about to hit 900 to 1 million cars this year, more closer to 900 it seems like at this point. I definitely think he means it, and I think it's factually correct. So I give it 4 grandpa heads. Put in facts. Now let's talk about the next statement. Now, the next statement is the Q4. Now, he's talking about Model 3 becoming the most best-selling premium vehicle in the world for Q4. Now, what does that exactly mean? Not really sure, but basically the chart that he pulled up basically showed that Tesla in Q4 sold more than Mercedes C-Class, Mercedes E-Class, BMW 3, the Audi A4, A5, and Q5, and Q6, I think. I don't remember the models, but basically vehicles that are not really competing with Tesla, in my opinion. I mean, the Q5, it's an SUV from Audi. I don't really understand how it's supposed to compete with the Tesla Model 3. Plus, I'm not really sure that the Model 3 is a premium vehicle. I think they compete with kind of standard family 4-seaters like a sedan. So the question is, does this comparison actually make sense, both from a definition perspective and the way they presented it? Now, he could have said, hey, we sold out more than the Mercedes C-Class, E-Class, the BMW 3 Series, and the A4, A6, and the Q5. That would have been a factually true statement, and I would have had no issues with it. But because it said it's the most premium selling car in Q4 in the world, I gotta give it 3 grandpa heads. I'm taking 1 head off for bullshitting. That's not really a logical comparison. It looks nice on TV, it looks nice on these presentations, but the Tesla Model 3 is not really a premium sedan. It's a really nice sedan, but it doesn't compete with the BMW Q3, whatever they're called. I don't give a shit. We don't drive German cars in Russia. Go Lada! Now, the next statement he made was about the Model Y. And I actually am a huge believer in Model Y being the best-selling car of Tesla. This is, in fact, the perfect vehicle. It's electric. It has the SUV kind of characteristics. It's cheap to maintain. It's pretty much an all-around go-getter. It's like this Scottie Pippen of vehicles. It's going to be extremely successful for Tesla. He actually went and said that the Model Y by 2023, I think he meant by the end of 2023, will be the most best-selling vehicle of any category in the entire globe, in the world. Basically making a very bold statement, because just think about it. Ford just sold 800,000 Series F trucks in the US in 2020 alone, and Tesla just delivered 900,000 cars in general globally. So not really sure about the accuracy of the statement. I really like the Model Y. I think they're going to be a successful car. They're going to make Tesla a lot of money, and they're going to be a growth engine. Do they become the most best-selling car of any kind and any category in the world within the next year and a half? I have to give it one grandpa head. I think it's total bullshit. I don't think he gets that. I'm sorry, can't see that happening, but I think it slipped out. Elon has been known to exaggerate a little bit, but wait, what other CEOs don't? Every single CEO exaggerate and tell stupid shit just to hype people up. It's the nature of being a CEO of a public company. Now, the Tesla haters will take shots at this, basically saying, well, Elon just said it, and one more statement that if you go by a statement of every single CEO, you're going to find a lot of bullshit. It's like, Warren Buffett once said, like, if you're driving in your car and for 24 hours, 7 days a week, a cop is driving behind you, he's going to catch you doing some nasty shit that you shouldn't have. The same thing, if you just scrutinize every little thing Elon said, you're going to find a lot of bullshit like this one. The Model Y, I don't think becomes the best-selling car in the world in the next year and a half. Maybe in the future, but can't see that happening by 2023. Next. Now, the next statement is very interesting. Elon said that Tesla will be open to license out its software for autonomy to other OEMs in the auto industry, which I think deserves 4 grandpa heads. Put in fact. Now, the reason is because it's a no-brainer. Tesla will increase its revenue stream, and it will create a negative incentive, disincentivize other OEMs from developing their own systems, because it's so darn expensive. Tesla has already the most amount of data, and they have a product you can lease out for cheap. Why would you ever build one? The same thing with the superchargers. Remember when he said they'll open it up? Same strategy. Now, Tesla has already Tyson Furied Mobileye out of the picture. They're pretty much the only game in town, and them allowing people to get it for free by licensing will create an income for Tesla. Again, taking lunch from other OEMs is kind of the MO here, but also will disincentivize them from putting actual CapEx and R&D expenses into developing their own system, which can take 5 to 10 years to develop in the first place. No brainer, 4 grandpa heads, fuck. Now, the next statement he made was really interesting. He said that Tesla is not a car company. Surprise, mother lover. We've been saying this for years. Gordon still doesn't believe it, but basically he said our strength is not only in engineering, it's on the software side as well. Tesla software is the best. Look at their autonomy. We just talked about a second ago. I mean, that's why I think that their strength is in their development, in their engineering, in the software. It's going to be very hard to catch Tesla. I think the ones that will survive in this industry are the ones who will join Tesla instead of trying to fight it. But let's see what happens. Now, Elon was also asked about dividends. When will Tesla pay dividends? And he basically gave the obvious answer, which is, why would we pay dividends? Paying dividends is an admission that you have nothing to do with this money beyond giving it back to the shareholders. I think Tesla is in a huge growth stage. They definitely can use the money. So he basically said, well, never, motherfucker. Or at least he said not in the foreseeable future. 100% agree. If I ever see Tesla give out dividends, that's rest in peace, Tesla. I mean, that's a GG. It's gone. So don't expect any dividends out of Tesla. But Tom, how will we ever make money? Oh, what about the dividends? This is not a value play, Tom. Well, that's why you're irrelevant, motherfucker. Nobody gives a shit about what you got to say because you clearly don't have a clue what you're talking about. Next. Now, what surprised me the most about this conference is that Elon actually talked about Tesla insurance, which was speculated for a long time. He talked about them launching it next week in Texas and potentially in soon, I don't know when, in California, because he said in California they're getting blocked by the regulators, made a few shots. But the question here for me is, how well are they prepared and how much they want that insurance business? Because if you have any idea about the insurance business, it's freaking tough. It's a tough business that requires a lot of headache, a lot of maintenance, a lot of repetitive, dry work. Not the sort of thing that Elon really loves to do. The insurance business can really take a toll on you. I mean, it's tough. I don't know if they're going to do it just because I don't know if Elon is fully committed to this. I think they can. They have the capital to do it. They definitely have the capacity, the brain power. I don't know if he's truly committed to it. Once he already started doing it, he already saw what happened in California. The regulator is going to make it tough for him. I don't know if he's going to do it or not. I'm going to give it 3 grandpa heads. Plausible and likely, but not certain. Now, he did also talk about solar roofs and the Powerwall, basically saying that in the future, solar roofs and Powerwalls will be kind of an industry standard. Whenever you're going to build a house, it's going to be standard. I gotta give it two grandpa heads. With the way standardization in construction works, I really find it difficult to believe that this is going to become a global standard or even a regional standard. It's going to be very tough to enforce. However, it's a no-brainer. Imagine a Powerwall. You buy this box, the box costs you a certain amount of money, and then you pretty much make that money immediately by buying power when it's cheap at night, charging this battery, and using it in the daytime, basically paying cheaper for electricity. So the box pays for itself. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. That's why they couldn't meet the demand. I mean, the demand for the Powerwall was so insane, they pretty much stopped selling it unless you buy a solar roof, right? So I do think there's a lot of future in this. However, I gotta give it two grandpa heads as far as an industry standard. I don't know. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a YouTuber. This is just my opinion. Might be inaccurate, might be wrong, might be the ramblings of a madman. I don't know. You gotta do your research. Let me know what you thought about the meeting. Let me know what you thought about my analysis. Let me know if you like this game of the grandpa heads. We might do it again. I'll see you tomorrow.